I wanted to tell you a story about what happened to me this month regarding getting new insurance for the new RV that we purchased. It's kind of a funny story. I'm guessing it doesn't happen to too many people, or you would hear more about it, but I thought it was really strange, and I just wanted to tell you about it.
Go, the world says hello. Everywhere their own memories flow. From the mountains high to the oceans low. Adventures alive with every LaLa Go.
I just wanted to tell you about it because I thought it was so unusual. So, we've had an RV for the last 5 years. We've had a travel trailer with the truck, and in January we bought a new Class B RV and traded in our travel trailer. And there's kind of a story that goes along with that we'll talk about in another video. But what I'm going to talk about today is what happened with the insurance. So I bought this new RV, and one of the prerequisites to pick it up was that you had to have proof of insurance for it. Not unusual. So we bought it at the Tampa RV show, which again is another part of that story on getting the RV. But like 3 weeks before we could pick it up, and about a week after we signed the papers, I went ahead and got the insurance. And so at this point, I had, the travel trailer still on the insurance, and adding this Class B van onto the insurance, because I wanted to get them both until we traded in we passed off the travel trailer. I called the insurance company that I had the insurance for the travel trailer with. It's a big insurance company that you see their commercials for all the time. I don't like going through an independent agent, so I prefer to call myself and get things set up. I spoke to a representative on the phone and told her the situation, and she's like, yeah, we can do that. And so I gave her all the information on the camper van, and the VIN number, year, model, make, everything. And she gave me a price. I thought it sounded a little low, and I even asked, are you sure that's what it is? And because I was going with the $200,000 value on it. And she assured me, yes, that was it. And said that it would just be added to my current policy, which the policy said travel trailer policy. And again, I asked her, are you sure about that? And she said yes. And so went ahead, paid what I needed to pay, and got off the call. A little bit later, I was able to print proof of insurance, and I emailed that to the dealership so that we could pick up this Class B van when it was ready. And it was eating at me, so the next day I called again there just to make sure, because here I had this insurance policy. It had all the information on it. I had a proof of insurance document, and the cost of it seemed a little less than I was expecting, and then plus the fact that it was on travel trailer policy. And again, I was assured by someone else, no, that it's good. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're all taken care of. So this was in January. End of March, beginning of April, I got a letter from Florida Highway Department, which I'd never even really heard of, because in Florida, we get our driver's license and everything through, a county office, county tax collector, actually. But anyway, I got this letter, this department that I'd never really heard of, and it said that my driving privileges were going to be suspended because of uninsured vehicle. And at first I thought it was a hoax, and then I looked online and found out, okay, this is a real organization, and I could even log in, with what the letter said, and it showed me that the travel trailer wasn't, or not the travel trailer, the Class B wasn't insured. Now, we've already gotten it. We picked up the RV in February, and traded in the travel trailer. So I had discontinued the travel trailer insurance, and this policy still held the Class B insurance. I had an insurance card, I had proof of insurance. But at the same time, I had this letter, and it was like, if you don't take care of this in a week, it's going to cost you $450 to reinstate it, and your driver's license is going to be suspended until you get this taken care of. If it's not done by, I think it was April 24th or April 14th, I don't know. So I was kind of panicking, like, what the heck is going on? So I called the county office. The lady there looked at it on her computer, and she said, yeah, I see it. And she asked me, what's the policy number? And I gave it to her, and she said, yeah, they didn't accept it. So what happens is, the highway department will send, electronic notification to the insurance company asking them to validate that insurance policy, and the insurance company refused to validate it. So she said, you have to contact your insurance company because there's something wrong with that. So I called the insurance company, got, of course, a different person, and told her the situation. She made notes and passed me on to someone. She said, okay, actually, you have to have a motorhome policy. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I just need to get this taken care of. So she passed me to the salesperson, I guess, that handles that, to give me a quote. So I give her the information, and she said, no, I can't find that in our system. You're not able to insure that vehicle. I was very surprised, probably agitated by this point. And I said, so you're saying you can't insure it? She says, no, apparently in Florida, we can't insure that vehicle because it's not in our drop-down list. I gave them the make of the RV, and of course I didn't care about the VIN number. They just had to find the make and model in their drop-down list, according to this lady. So I got off, and then I called back and got someone else and told them the situation, hoping, and I actually got a very nice lady who was more helpful than the previous one. And she said, okay, I'm going to stay on the phone with you just so I help you get through this next part with the person who handles creating the policy. And so they're both on there, and she explains the situation to the lady that's going to create the policy. And she gets to the same point, and she's like, no, I can't find that in our system. I guess in Florida, you can't insure that vehicle. And so, again, frustrated, I got off the phone, and I went on Facebook to the owners group, and I posted a question there, what insurance is anybody using in Florida for, this model? It's Midwest Automotive Patriot Class B RV. And several people responded, well, I live in Florida, and I go through, the same insurance company that I had mentioned. I'm like, well, they told me that they couldn't insure in Florida. That multiple people said, that they have insurance through that company. What I did is I went online then and started a quote myself. And I was able to put in the make and model of the RV, and I got a quote there. And so then I called the number that was on the quote and spoke to a different lady though. And she was pretty helpful and said, oh yeah, we can do that, not a problem. And I was able to get the policy, but it was so weird that I talked to so many different people there, and they either thought the previous policy was correct, or they thought that I couldn't insure this vehicle with them. And I also found, none of these people knew what a Class B or a Class A or anything. They knew what a travel trailer was, but they had no idea what a Class B, a Class C, or Class A was. So if I hadn't, asked some other people or started the quote myself, I actually started to go to another independent agent to get some insurance quotes. but I stopped myself. I went ahead and did it online myself, and got this. And I was able to get back, the remainder that I had paid on the previous policy, because they couldn't just take what I'd already paid and apply it to this new policy. But I was able to get a refund for what hadn't been used. I don't know what would have happened if I would had to use the insurance, during this time. Luckily, I didn't. And there's another reason. One reason why I didn't is because we haven't had the van except for a week or two since February. It's been in the shop getting repaired, but that's another story. We're hoping to be able to pick it up very soon. But I just wanted to relay that story to you. Maybe give you a chuckle, maybe make you wonder. But that's it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
LaLa Go, the world says hello. Everywhere they roam, memories flow. From the mountains high to the oceans low. Adventures alive.